Hey y'all, so we are reading for fire sign placements, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This video may resonate if your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and or Mars are in these placements. Okay, so fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius placements. For the month of February, I wanted these readings to more so be about self, like self-love, self-esteem, self-reflection, and less of things externally. So really quickly, I'm gonna pull and see what energy is going on around you, and then the remainder of the message is gonna be centered around you. So first things first, we have dirty offer. So someone may be trying to come in and tempt you with something. Also, after this, we have carless, no car, repo, and car issues. So some of you, it may be just that message on its own, dirty offer, some kind of temptation trying to come your way, something that's not good. Maybe some of you are craving some kind of excitement like car sex, or maybe some of you are dealing with a whole bum that ain't got nowhere to stay. So maybe they got to do something with you in their car. Of course, you want to avoid this type of energy, but with this dirty offer and the carless and the repo, it could also be because, this is tax season. A lot of us get taxes. A lot of us, buy things with taxes. This is the time of year to get your car and pay your debts and blase, blase, for those of you that get taxes back. So with this coming out, I would say be very, very careful. If you are trying to be in the market to get another car, just don't jump for anything. You know what I'm saying? You may be without a car right now. Something may have happened. It may have got repoed. It may be having issues, or you may be relying on transportation that is not on your time, not on your accord. But don't just go and rush into something or rush into anything trying to hurry up and be in something. Make sure you're lining up your duckies. Make sure you're checking on your P's and Q's. Make sure you're checking the fine print, do your research, maybe even go on TikTok and look up some stuff, because, I myself even saw this video where this girl, she used to work at a car lot, and she was saying towards the end of the month is one of the best times to try to find a car because they're kind of desperate to make sales. On a rainy day is one of the best times to find a car because business is slow because nobody want to be in the rain, rah, rah, rah. So, maybe even go on TikTok or somewhere to do some research, but just be really, really careful with whatever this is. You do also have inside scoop coming through, a closer look, nosy up in your business, and then you have grudge holder. So, for some of you, you may have like a frenemy, or you may have like an ex that's stalking you, or maybe a co-worker. Like, this could be someone that's still in your life, and they're acting like, they're acting one certain type of way to you, but in reality, they really don't fucking like you, or they're jealous of you, or gossiping about you. Or this could be someone that you already cut out of your life, and maybe they're like stalking you. Oh, wow. And even as I'm saying this, I have stalker, stalking, watching, obsessed. So some of you have some people like really, really obsessed with you. And again, they may be playing like they're one way, acting like they're one way, and could be a completely different way. This could too even be like an ex that's trying to come back. Maybe they're trying to act as though they change, they're different, they're healing, they're growing, they're doing X, Y, and Z, whatever, but it's no realness to it. You see, you got fake smiles coming in, you got groupie coming in. So, whether this is like an ex trying to come back, it could be they still for the streets. You know what I'm saying? Still want to run them, still want to be in them. If this is like a friend of me, a co-worker, a family member, it could be, they smiling up in your face and talking behind your back, doing a lot of gossiping. So be mindful of that. I also have legal issues coming through, court, judges, immigration, lawyers, even going back to that repo. Some of you maybe want to be careful driving. You might get a speeding ticket. Maybe you get pulled over and find like something's not good with your license or something like that. Or maybe you're in a car with somebody, they got some shit going on they ain't supposed to have going on, you get caught up in the mix. So just really be careful with that. Really be careful with like legal issues, car things. Be careful with who you roll with, because it seems like you have a lot of very negative, very deceptive, very fake ass energy that's surrounding you or trying to come in or trying to come back in. But like I said, we're not going to focus a lot on outside of you this month. So, you know, be careful for that. You guys might want to do a cleansing. You might want to place a protection around you. But now moving into you. Let's start off with some shadow work and some things that we need to release. So, fire signs, in terms of like shadow work, let's see. We got 8 of Cups, 9 of Wands, the Fool card, 2 of Wands, and the Death card, Major Arcana card. So, it seems like you guys just like, what you need to focus your shadow work on is stop resisting change and transformation. With the 8 of Cups, it seems like you guys have been letting some things go. Like recently, you've been letting some people go. You've been letting some things go. You've been letting some friends go. But at the same time, you either kind of unwillingly letting them go, like the universe is like prying them out of your hands, or you're kind of backtracking, or you're being tempted to backtrack. Like you let it go and you thought you was good, but you find yourself wanting to revisit the situation or check up on the situation or something like that. Or it could be you let one bad habit or self-destructive behavior go just to replace it with another one. So as you're releasing things and as you're healing, make sure that you're not picking up things. Make sure you're not letting go of one habit just to replace it with another one. You know what I'm saying? You do have the Fool card. So it does seem like you may have someone very, very childish or immature, or multiple people that's like really childish or immature. Or maybe you've attracted people that need to be saved and needed you to play mommy or needed you to play daddy, or, you know what I'm saying, just don't have their shit together. So one thing that you want to work on in regards to shadow work is your inner child. It seems like you have a part of your inner child that craved for certain things that you never got. And because you never got them, as you moved into your adolescence and your adulthood, you became that person for other people. So it's like you became the person that other people needed, that was the people that you needed when you were small. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So you need to really sit down and try to figure out some things with your inner child. Try to heal up that inner child so you stop attracting those type of people. You stop attracting broken people. You stop attracting childish people, immature people, people that just take and can't give, or can't reciprocate love appropriately, or can't reciprocate energy appropriately. You got the 2 of Wands. So another thing to work on with shadow work is stop straddling the fence. It seems like you just be back and forth for yourself, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like it's just so hard for you to come up with a decision in the first place. And then when you do finally come up with a decision, you keep changing your mind, or second guessing, or backtracking, or, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the universe is saying you really need to work on building that self-confidence. So when you make a decision, you can be like, you know what? I sat down, I thought it out, I looked at the pros, I looked at the cons, I made the decision, and I'm sticking to it, and I'm not wavering in my faith. I'm not second guessing, I'm not self-doubting, none of that. And then you got the Death card. This is big Scorpio energy, big Pluto energy. So it's a lot of changes and transformations that are trying to take place. And it seems like some of them you may be fighting because either you're afraid of the unknown, or they're extremely uncomfortable, or you're impatient, or something of that nature. But with your shadow work, the universe is wanting you to work on releasing as much as you possibly can that does not serve you, people that don't serve you, self-destructive behaviors that don't serve you, ways of doing things that don't serve you, complacency, procrastination, wavering in faith, self-doubt, all of those things. Like, you just really need to sit down and just release, and focus on healing. All right, so let's see some things to surrender. You have surrender to worry. Make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. When worries arise, breathe them out of your body, focus on the power of your heart, and have faith the spirit is guiding you always. So really, really, really needing to work on anxiety, to work on worry. And like I said, the more you work on your self-esteem and your self-confidence, the more you'll replace that self-doubt and have a little bit less worrying. You then have surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships, practice expressing your needs, and remember that no is a complete sentence. So needing to establish boundaries and or establish better boundaries when it comes to your time, your energy, your emotion, and that's both externally and internally. You need to establish better boundaries with other people in your life, and you need to establish better boundaries with yourself, especially when it comes to like procrastination, worrying, things like that. All right, moving along. So in terms of moon energy, we have the full moon in Capricorn. Take a reality check. So the universe is wanting you to really sit down and look at your short-term and long-term goals. If you don't already have them written out, then you need to sit down and, excuse me, you need to write out your short-term and long-term goals, or make a vision board, make a journal, do something to where you get it out of your head and like on paper or something like that. But some of your goals may need to be revisited. Some of them may just be completely, utterly unrealistic, or the time frame that you're giving yourself may be unrealistic. So you might need to, take some short-term goals and put them as long-term goals. Or you may have put things as long-term goals, but really, if you work on your procrastination and your time management and putting other people's needs before yourself, they could actually be short-term goals and they could get accomplished way quicker. So, just take some time to revisit your short-term or long-term goals, or create short-term and long-term goals. And, make sure that you're giving yourself a reality check. You could have been very elusive to things lately, or allowing yourself to be delusional, or, refusing to see things for what they are, or something like that. Or maybe even having some really poor coping mechanisms. Maybe, you got bills due, you ain't got no extra money to spend on nothing else, but, because you're sad or you're mad or you're bored or whatever, you convince yourself it's okay to go out and spend some money. And even though you may be comforted at that moment of time, or you may have fun at that moment of time, it's temporary gratification, because once reality hits, or them bill collectors go to calling again, or you go to looking at your bank statement or whatever, you're going to be right back in the same energy that you were in, but worse, because now you're stressing even more, because now you're even further in the negative. So make sure that you're making good choices when it comes to coping mechanisms. Make sure that you're finding things to bring you comfort and peace of mind and happiness that are not going to be temporary gratification that leads to negative consequence or setback or more worry or things like that. All right, y'all. So in terms of self-care, we have movement and we have dance. So some of you may have been thinking about starting to work out or exercise or go on walks or something like that. That would be amazing. You are fire. Fire has to move. Fire placements need physical activity. When you're not moving around the way that you need to, energy gets stuck and stagnant and pent up, and you can get a lot of anger and frustration and just feel really backed up, really, so yeah, physical movement would be really good. Even if you can't get out and work out or walk or whatever, maybe put some music on in the house. Even if you have certain areas of your body that are not able to be mobile because of certain, I don't want to say handicaps, certain mobility issues or whatever, move what you can. You know what I'm saying? If all you can move is your head, then move your motherfucking head. You know what I'm saying? But, put on some music and vibe or dance or move around or something like that. You have nourish your temple. So definitely needing to make better eating choices. Definitely needing to consume more water. That's important. You are fire. You know what I'm saying? You're just constantly going and doing and moving, and you need water to replenish all that energy that you're releasing. and needing to pull back, meditate, reflect, ground. You know what I'm saying? You got to clean your space. So some of you, you know, your home or your area may be a reflection of the mental clutter that you've been having going on. Maybe you let some things go, you let it get super messy or something like that. So maybe needing to actually clean, and that goes into that physical movement, moving around, bending, stand on your tiptoes or ladder, a chair, whatever, you know, cleaning, getting that movement going in your body, clearing your mind, but also maybe needing to cleanse your home if there's been some negative energy or energy disturbance, or you've had some kind of major drastic change. All right, so little message from your ancestors, angels, spirit guides, you know, that your higher self. You have the Hierophant coming through. So some of you have a past loved one that is trying to come through. Maybe you've been trying to connect with them, or they've been trying to connect with you, or they're, you know, they're trying to help you get some kind of approval for something. Now would be a really good time to burn some ancestral money or something like that. You could be trying to get connected with your ancestors. This could be a sign that you're on the right track. But all in all, your higher self and your angels and your ancestors, you guys, they're pretty much coming in, delivering some kind of information. Now, I do have the Sun card. So your spirit team is saying this is a month where you really need to put yourself first. The Sun card is big Leo energy, and the Sun is all about self. So now it is a time to work on self-esteem, self-confidence, self-love, self-reflection, just everything to do with self. You do have the Empress card. This is a major arcana card. So it's like a lot of things are trying to come in fruition with you, but you have to work on self first. You have to release people and things that don't serve you. You have to put you first, start, you know, looking at your goals and different things. It's like you got to get things in order. And once you get things in order in your life, fire signs, that's when your guides and your spirit team is going to come through and help you manifest your prayers and your intentions. This is abundancy. This is money. This is manifestation. This is giving birth to things, ideas, creation. Like this is just being in this energy of creation and manifestation and acceleration and all of those things. So your guides and your spirit team are trying to help you, but you gotta, like I say, you gotta make some changes, some adjustments first so they can come through and help you with your prayers and your intentions. And then lastly, I'm gonna do a little 7-card self-love spread. So let's get into that. So first thing, your energy currently. You got the Three of Sticks. This is like the Three of Wands. So currently, it seems like you're feeling really fucking restless. Like you're feeling like you want to go on a vacation, or you want to travel, or you want to go out somewhere, you want to get cute, go to the bar. Like it's like you're antsy, you're restless. You feel like you want to go be seen or be heard or have some kind of movement. You're craving some kind of movement. So a lot of just really restless energy coming through. In regards to parts of you love, which is card number 2, I got Page of Cups. So I feel like you're kind of not really loving yourself right now. Maybe you're being really mean to yourself, or really inconsiderate to yourself, or putting you on the back burner, or not liking how you look. Or it could be that you're just now starting to try to work on self-love, or you're just now trying to work on loving yourself. Definitely needing to work on filling your cup, because an empty cup cannot pour. In regards to number 3, what are you neglecting that needs to be cared for? You, like literally you. With this Page of Sticks, that's fire. That's your energy. You are neglecting you on multiple cords. And even as I'm saying this, look, here's the Sun card. Again, completely different deck. Here's the Sun card. So you're neglecting putting yourself first. You're neglecting putting your needs first. You're neglecting establishing boundaries. You're neglecting demanding your worth, demanding recognition, being seen, being heard. Like you really need to work on you this month, for real, because you've been putting you on the back burner for a very long time. As far as what can you give yourself that you normally give to others, you need to be 10 toes down for you. You need to stand on business when it comes to you. Like With this 10 of coins, I feel like you're just, you're doing and doing and doing it, giving and giving and giving, and don't like to say no, and don't like to say I can, and don't like to say I want. And it's like you're giving so much of your time and your energy and your emotion and your finance, and you're just giving so much of you and your essence to other people. If you pull that energy back from spewing it externally, and you poured all of that time and energy and emotion and dedication and shit into you, within 6 months you would be so accelerated in life, it would be insane. So you're needing to take all that you've been pouring into others, especially those that are ungrateful, especially those that don't reciprocate the energy, that don't deserve the energy, that you been should have left alone. You left alone and brought back, like, especially from those people. But just all in all, people in general, like, you really need to establish some boundaries with your energy and what you're giving to others and pour it into you. Let's see. How can you build a better relationship with yourself? You got Queen of Coins. You need to spend more time with you. Fire signs, I feel like you're spending a lot of time externally. I feel like you're occupying yourself with a lot, so you don't have to sit down with yourself, so you don't have to be alone with yourself, so you don't have to face yourself. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you get really bored with yourself. You get really frustrated with yourself. You don't like to be alone. You don't like to feel lonely. You don't like alone time. And so you're gonna have to push yourself to get out of your comfort zone and push yourself to start sitting down and spending time with you. You know, tell other people no. Get off of social media if you need to, reschedule some things if you need to, like, kind of pull back in a little hermit mode. And not saying pull back and get depressed, not saying pull back and shut everybody out and, you know, have people like blowing you up thinking something's wrong with you, but pulling back and just learning to be in your own company, learning to love on yourself, learning to be comfortable with it just being you sometime. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have to be doing for other people. You don't always have to be in a mix with others. It's okay to sit down and be in your own company sometime. As far as expectations or judgments that you need to let go of that's holding you back, you got the World card. I feel like fire signs, I feel like you doubt and second guess yourself a lot. Like, I feel like you don't realize how powerful you are, how magical you are, how much of a major manifester that you are. And I feel like you downplay that a lot. Not only that, you get bored really fucking fast. And it's like you find something you like, you get super excited, you dive right into it, you do all the research, you buy all the shit for it, rah, and it goes good. It goes really, really good. But then you're bored of it. And you're like, okay, I'm done, on to the next. And you got all these hobbies and all these projects and all these things that are just left unattended, collecting dust. So you need to stop jumping from hobby to hobby, from project to project, from thing to thing. You need to sit down and, you know, figure out what it is that you need to invest your time, your energy, your emotion, your money into, that is not going to be a waste, or that is not going to be temporary. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're constantly getting bored, you're constantly feeling frustrated with stuff, you need to figure out what's really going on. Like, why am I running through so many relationships? Why am I running through so many people? Why am I running through so many projects? Like, what is going on with me where, like, people are disposable to me, or things are disposable to me, or I'm making poor investments for temporary gratifications? Like, what's going on with me that I keep craving these temporary gratifications, or I'm scared to put full-blown commitment into things, or at the slightest indication of failure or of setback, or things not going exactly the way I want them to, the minute I get a little bit impatient, I'm saying fuck it and on to the next one. Like, what's going on with me? And work on your patience and work on your dissatisfactions, because clearly there's something going on internally. Like, there's a part of you internally that's very, very, very dissatisfied. And when it's something going on inside of you, there's an internal battle. It doesn't matter what you do externally. You're not going to be able to fill that void. You're not going to be able to heal that broken piece. You're not going to be able, it's like you can't fake it. You know what I'm saying? You can't, if it's something really going on internally, you could never find all these external things to heal it up internally. You have to go within and find the problem internally, fix the problem, and then, you know, as above, so below, as within, so without. What's going on internally reflects externally. So once you get the internal together, the external will start to reflect. And then lastly, advice from like your guides or spirit team, like a little more advice. We got, let's see, 7 of coins and 5 of coins. So again, be careful for poor investments in regards to buying anything, making any purchases, networking with anybody, trying to open up another stream of income, especially big purchases or big contracts. Just be careful. Make sure your duckies in a row. Make sure you're reading fine print. Make sure you're paying attention to energy. Make sure you're, you know, praying and talking to your spirit team beforehand, because you don't want to make any poor investments. Again, this month you really just want to pull back from others and really invest in yourself. We got this Justice card. This is big Libra energy. So moving into a time of balance, you know what I'm saying? This could also be an indication of the more people and things that don't serve you that you release, the more things fall into balance. This could also be indication again of something legal or court cases or things like that. So just be really careful in regards to that. Be really careful. Just make sure you're on your P's and Q's and you're doing what you need to do legally, because you definitely want to avoid that type of things. Or if there's people in your life, you know, doing things that they're not supposed to do, you don't want to deal with that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that type of energy rubbing off on you. But all in all, it's actually looking really good. All in all, to sum it up, you just really need to set the fuck down, fire signs. If you're getting anxious or antsy or feeling like you need to do some sporadic shit or what the fuck ever, if you're able to go on a vacation or you're able to do a trip or you're able to do a self-care day, then do so. Don't spend any money. Don't go out of your means, because you're gonna add extra stress. But if you're not able to do that, you know, do something, again, clean your house, cleanse your house, go out into nature, try to ground, sit down, set your goals or reevaluate your goals or something like that. Like this month, you really just need to sit down and dive real deep into your shadow work, into your healing and your self-love. Like you need to just dive real deep into that, working on establishing or reestablishing boundaries, working on pouring into you, working on looking at self-destructive behaviors and bad habits that you can stop or you can change or modify, and just really focusing on self, like real deep, real heavy into self. All right, y'all. Ashe.